everyone, welcome to my channel. In case my face is new to you, my name is Leia and I make mostly Elder Scrolls related content with a cozy fantasy focus, but I also make content about other video games and stuff as well. And today's video is actually going to be very Elder Scrolls focused. So without further ado, let's just hop into the video. In today's video, I kind of want to start a new series. The Skyrim videos I usually make is very focused on the cozy aspects of Skyrim and how I make my cozy playthroughs, etc. But something that really draws me so much into the game as well is the wonderful lore about the world of Skyrim, the Elder Scrolls universe. When I find something that really piques my interest, or if you guys request anything special, I can make a bit of a lore deep dive video for you guys, and then I get to obsess and deep dive into something that I'm really interested in, and hopefully we will all learn something new along the way. So what started this idea for me from the beginning is my ever-growing fascination with the Khajiit race. Now, we all love to play the cute kitties, but they are actually such a fascinating people. What drew my interest lately a bit extra is the fact that they have so many subspecies, which I just found so fascinating. But I am getting ahead of myself a little bit, so let's just hop into the video properly. So in the vast world of the Elder Scrolls, we have a unique and wonderful race called the Khajiit. Originating from the lands of Elsewhere, the Khajiit have deep roots of history, culture, and religion. I obviously won't be able to cover everything in one video because we'd be here forever. But if you would like me to go into a part 2 later and dive even deeper into the Khajiit's lore and history and everything, I would be so happy to make a part 2 because I really couldn't cram everything into this video. But in this video, I chose some general information as well as some parts that I found a bit extra fascinating. So let's start out with origins and physiology. The Khajiit are heavily tied to the lunar circles of Nirn's two moons, Masser and Secunda. The phase of these moons at the time of the Khajiit's birth determine their physical form, leading to the existence of many subspecies within the race. This amazing aspect of the race is a celebrated part within their culture, and each subspecies has its own role and place in their society. Among the Khajiit, there are 17 known types of subspecies, but there is thought to be up to 20 or even more types all in all. Some examples are the nearly elven-looking Ohms, who often serve as diplomats. You can see these in the Elder Scrolls Arena game. We also have the powerful four-legged xRavenite, which you may recognize as mounts if you play the Elder Scrolls Online. Each type has its own set of physical and sometimes temperamental traits, which are all embraced by the Khajiit and seen as a reflection of the moon's divine will. Now, this part is what fascinates me the most, so let's just go into a little bit more about how this actually works and happens before we move on. The moon, Masser, has the biggest influence of how the Khajiit turn out. Depending on the cycle of Masser, this determines their size and also their posture, whether they will be four-legged or two-legged, pretty much. So if it's a full moon, it will be a large quadruped, which would, for example, be a xRavenite. And during a waxing moon, it will be a large biped like a khajiit. During the new moon, we will have a small biped like the Ohms, and a waning moon gives a small quadruped like the Alfiq. Then Secunda comes in. Smaller moon, smaller influence, but still some extra tweaks that need to be set. The closer Secunda is to being full, the less beast-like the Khajiit will be. Also, a funny fact is, according to the Elder Scrolls fandom wiki, former developer Kirkbride noted that the Ohms variant of the Khajiit, you know, the ones that are more human-like, is pretty much only baked into the Khajiit lore, so they could explain away the looks of the Khajiit in the Arena and Daggerfall games, which is pretty funny, I think. Okay, so let's move on to culture and society. Central to the Khajiiti culture is moon sugar. It's a sacred substance believed to be a blessing from the moons. This commodity shapes much of Elsewhere's economy and their spiritual life. They believe that the moon sugar is actually crystallized moonlight caught by the sugarcane plants, which I think is really pretty. Its strong connection to the moons make this a divine essence for them, and it's part of many rituals within their society. They even have a dedicated festival to celebrate the moon sugar's harvest season. Its effect can induce heightened awareness, euphoria, and even sometimes visions, which is kind of where the elephant in the room comes in, our beloved skooma. Famous and potent drug is derived from moon sugar, and it's a very strong and addictive substance. Unlike moon sugar itself, skooma is generally very frowned upon within the Khajiit society due to its addictive properties. However, the skooma trade is very lucrative around the world, and this often casts a little bit of a shadow on the Khajiit race as a whole among the other races and societies. Another really interesting part about their culture is their spiritual leader of the Khajiit, known as the Main. This was something I had never heard of before, so it was a little bit extra interesting to dive into. I believe there's playable content in the Elder Scrolls Online about the Main, but I haven't heard about it much in any of the other games, so I found it really fascinating to learn more about. So the Main is a unique figure born under a rare alignment of the moons, where it's said a third moon appears in the sky. As a spiritual and political leader, the Main holds a place of immense respect and significance in the Khajiit's culture. It's said that only one Main can be alive at once, and once that Main passes away, the next Main will be pretty much the reincarnation of the previous Main, which just gives me the biggest Avatar vibes ever, and I'm a big fan of that, so. They also have a really fascinating history of other Khajiits shaving off their manes and braiding them and adding them onto the Main, so they get like a really big mane instead, like a bigger mane of everybody else's hair. But as the population and regions grew, this practice got a little bit dialed down, but I think, if I'm not misunderstanding, it's still practiced just in smaller doses, like the Main's closest allies might shave off their mane or give a braid or something. Here is a sketch though of the Main known as Nahadhata, wearing the braids and locks of his entire tribe, which looks very heavy. I believe I read somewhere too that a lot of the Mains were usually just carried around on stools and stuff due to, being not able to walk, I suppose. So let's dive in a little bit more into religion. So the Khajiits of Elsewhere cherish a religion that intertwines the celestial with the everyday, deeply rooted in the reverence for the moons and the divine. Central to their beliefs is the duo of Joni and Jodi, the divine representations of the moon's Secunda and Master in Khajiit culture. Now, I just want to mention that all the names I've mentioned before and the names I'm gonna mention, I've mostly only read about these. Some I've heard, but a lot of them I've only read. So if I'm mispronouncing things, I apologize. Feel free to correct me in the comments. Now, this celestial influence embodies the core of Khajiit spirituality, with the lunar lattice, also known as Jakajai, serving as the cosmic web that connects everything together. Some deities of the Khajiit faith are Alkosh, the Dragon King of Time, akin to Akatosh in other cultures. His worship is marked by the festivals and rituals that show the Khajiit's deep-seated belief in divine guardianship and the cyclical nature of time. The pantheon also includes Regine, the agile thief god who embodies wit and cunning, and Srendar, the god of mercy, promoting compassion and community. Kanarthi is the deity of winds and skies and guides the spirits of the departed, reflecting the Khajiit's nuanced understanding of life, death, and the afterlife. This spiritual framework not only shapes their societal structure, but also adds to every aspect of Khajiit life with a sense of purpose and divine connection. So, as you can see, the Khajiit of the Elder Scrolls universe are more than just a race. They are a complex society with a deep connection to the divine, marked by their unique biology, rich culture, and very deep spirituality. That was a lot of information, but I really hope you enjoyed the video. I wanted to do this dive into the Khajiit religion and culture for so freaking long. And again, if you're interested in a second part, please let me know. I would love to deep dive into more aspects that I had to cut out due to not having the longest video ever. If you have any other Elder Scrolls related lore that you would like me to deep dive into and make a video about, please let me know down in the comments, because again, I love to lore dive. I'd love to have an excuse to sit and just read and find things out. So whatever you want to see, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna try and make that a reality. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video and sticking around. I hope you found it enjoyable, and I hope you learned something new. And if you did, let me know what down in the comments. I hope I will see you guys for the next video, and until then, bye!